Hey, we're gonna do a little live that's a little bit different than usual. Today we're gonna talk about hair care tips for Seint hair care, and also I think because I've been to a couple conferences and posted a video recently where I actually took the time to really do my hair, I've been getting lots of questions about what do I use in my hair and how do I do it. What up, girl? So I'm gonna teach you what I do after we talk a little bit about Seint's hair care. So it's hard for me to film content on hair care because in real time to actually be able to walk it through and tell you what I think works best is really hard in a 1-minute reel. And this is how I communicate best. So a lot of you picked up, hi friend, a lot of you picked up hair care products when you bought your holiday stuff. So I felt like this was an ideal time to talk about what I have found to be all the different ways that you can use your Seint hair care, but also how to effectively get it to do what it's supposed to do. Because like all things with Seint, I do feel like the hair care is a little bit nuanced because it is a non-sudsing shampoo / conditioner all in one. So for people that aren't used to non-sudsing products or don't use a shampoo and conditioner in one, it just feels different. Hi! It just feels like a different process. And I have noticed for sure, for me, that there are best practices for it. So I already blow dried my hair. I was like, how do I show you all the things? But I already blow dried my hair, but I wanted to start by talking about let's say we're just getting in the shower and we're going to use our Cloud Cleansing Cream. In my opinion, after now having this for 2 months, I think it is a superior product to any shampoo conditioner combo that I have been using for however long. And here's the thing, I'm not a hair care snob. My products are not, hi friend, my products are not necessarily expensive as much as they are I don't try a lot of new hair care because I have a lot of hair. It's very thin, which means everything weighs it down and feels heavy. But if I find something that works or a brand that works, I tend to just stick with it. But I had been using a non-sudsing shampoo before. So for me, I didn't feel like there was much of a learning curve. But I feel like for people that haven't done that before, or we're using a non-sudsing shampoo, but we're also using a conditioner, they were like, I don't know what to do with this to get it to work at its best. And I did use it today. I find that when I take the time to do this as it's recommended to be used, my hair is so squeaky clean. There is a weird difference in your hair when you use this from the cleanliness factor, the softness factor, but you have to use it as recommended or your hair is actually going to feel oily. So let me teach you how to do it. This is a non-sudsing 2-in-1 product. So what it looks like and feels like is like a moisturizer. So when I'm in the shower, I use this. I use 3 pumps, okay? And I use half, and then a little bit in the back and down the shaft. So I take the first one and you want to work it into your hands and it's not going to lather like a sudsy product would, okay? From here, I go immediately into the scalp. Cleaning the scalp and actually making sure that you are getting into the scalp using your fingers, half the head, second one, half the head, third one. And again, this is my amount because I have a ton of hair, okay? I don't know anybody that's using 1 pump that feels like their hair is clean, but not everybody is using 3 pumps. So you have to try some different things for yourself to feel to kind of get into your best rhythm. But for me, it's half, third one into the hands, back of the scalp, and then I take the remainder down the shaft of my hair. Now here is the absolute key. 1, I feel with a sudsing shampoo, we put it on our hair and then kind of run everything through, quickly rinse, and when we don't see any more bubbles, we're okay, we're good. With this one, if you put it here and try and work it in, it's a little bit more challenging. Go into the scalp first because it literally feels like you're putting moisturizer on your hair. So you want to get scalp first, shaft and the outside of your hair second. And then you need to rinse like you have never rinsed before. And when I say rinse, don't run the water on it and just run your fingers through it or on it. Get into your scalp again. Get into your scalp. You will feel all of it. When it's gone, you will know that it's gone because I describe it as a squeegee. When it is off of my hair completely and I am going like this on my scalp, I feel like it sounds like a squeegee does when you're like super clean on your window. Like if you've ever squeegee your window and it makes that like squeaking sound, that's what I hear on my hair, and it's literally like squeaky clean, okay? But you wanna wait 3 to 5 minutes between putting it on, working it in, and actually rinsing it out. So I put mine on, I work it in, and then I just shower. I do all the things. Then I rinse it out really good. It is recommended that you do that twice. The second time I do mine, I will be honest, as a person who doesn't have a lot of time, I probably don't let it sit 3 to 5 minutes because I'm like done showering. On that like good shower day that busy moms get like once a month, I'll let it sit for like 5 minutes both times. But the second time I don't use 3 pumps. The second time I use 2. I go back into the scalp with the first one, down the shaft with the second one. I let it sit for a couple minutes. If it's a shave day, I shave, and then I get in there and I rinse it out. And again, I wait for that squeaky clean feeling, and then I'm done. So it's shampoo and conditioner in one. It is recommended that it sit for 3 to 5 minutes between putting it in and rinsing it out. You want to rinse thoroughly, starting with the scalp and working down the shaft, and then repeat that a second time. I do use less, like I said, the second time. Now, when I get out of the shower, I'm actually very, very obsessed with the brushes, okay? This is the one that I use as a detangler. This is the one that I use to blow dry with. Now, let's talk about your hair oils, whether you're using the Adorned hair oil or you're using the Heavenly Seint hair oil. You have a couple of different uses. Okay, and no worries on color treated hair. Absolutely good. I am a very color treated hair girl. You don't have to worry about any issues with your color treatment. I have been to my hair girl since, and I didn't notice and she didn't notice any difference. One other thing that you can do with this, let me take a step back. I should have written some notes. I do recommend once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how often you wash your hair, you do use a clarifying shampoo at least once every 2 weeks in replace of this. And making sure, which was like standard for me. I always used a clarifying shampoo. I use a lot of product in my hair when I'm actually doing my hair, and you want to clarify your hair like once a week, once every 2 weeks, depending on how often. Some people only wash their hair once a week. I wash my hair like every 2 to 3 days. So this is my primary shampoo and conditioner in one, and then I clarify depending on how often I'm doing it. You can use that as a leave-in conditioner, okay? So if you just want to use it on the shaft of your hair, like you wash your hair like normal with a different shampoo, or even you do that once and you want to use 1 pump, okay? 1 pump, leave-in conditioner, you'll get a really good hair treatment from that. Let's talk about hair oils. There are truly 3 different really good uses for these hair oils, and it depends on what I'm looking for as to how and when I use them. You can use it as a detangler. So after you get out of the shower, 1 pump. With hair oil, less is more. And I personally never go directly into my roots with a hair oil because I don't typically have an oily scalp, but I do notice that if I go into my scalp with a hair oil and I'm planning on using this like as a detangler, I notice my hair is oilier. So I'm always like 1 pump, this part of my hair, I put it in my hands, this part of my hair down. That's if you want to use it as a detangler. With the Cloud Cleansing Cream, I don't need a detangler, and my favorite use for them is either overnight leave-in conditioner or as a finishing product, which I'll show you today when I actually get around to doing my hair. But a lot of people like it as a detangler. I just try and keep my product only to what is needed, and because I like to finish with it, I don't like to put oil in my hair twice, but that's just me. If you are looking like today, I'm hoping to hold my hair for like 3 days, okay? So I'm gonna use this as my finisher. I did pull out the 2 products that I like to use for detangler if I feel like I need it or my daughter needs it when I wanna use this at the end. I think they both work really well. This is the Glaze hair lotion from Lange. Again, 1 little bit, dime size, just the shaft. Or I really like the smell of the In Common. It smells really like, I don't know how to describe it. I didn't use it today, so I'm not sure why I smelled my hair. But it reminds me more of like an earthy, like mahogany, balsam, like it's kind of like just an earthy smell to it, and I really like it. When I want to use a detangler or when Liv needs a detangler, and I'm going to use this as a finisher. For her, typically I never put a finishing thing in her hair, so we use this as a detangler. When you're using it overnight, I like to use 2 pumps. So I'm using it as a leave-in scalp and hair treatment. 1 pump, rub it in, all in the roots, and 1 pump, again, this is because I have a lot of hair, down the shaft. I pull it up, I put it in like a really high ponytail so I don't have like, you know, oil all over my pillow. And I leave it in overnight, and then I wash my hair as normal in the morning. You can use it in any of those 3 ways, and I'll show you how I use it as a finishing gloss today. So that is how I recommend using those. And I think that it's just a little bit of a different concept, but they work like so incredibly well that as you're playing around with it, try different amounts, try letting it sit longer, try letting it sit less, and don't forget to clarify every once in a while. So people ask me all the time about like volume. By nature, my hair is very flat and very heavy. So when I want volume, okay, when I blow dry with the detangle brush, I wish I was a round brush person, but I'm not. Like it's very heavy. My hair is very heavy, so round brushing just is not an option for me. But I do blow dry the opposite direction of like my scalp, how it's going to normally sit to try and get volume. So that is what works for me. I do always use this for blow drying because it has the vented system. My hair doesn't get that super hot. Like we went to New York like a year ago and I used the blow dryer from in the hotel and I literally could smell my hair burning. It like fried my hair. Now I don't have that issue at home, but this helps with that. It's an amazing wet brush. It is bendable. I never ever get any like pulling of my hair, and this is what I blow dry with. Before I blow dry, if I'm doing curls, like if I'm doing my hair straight, I don't put a whole lot of product in it, except maybe like some salt and sea spray for a little bit of grip. But to show you guys like how I've been doing it to get like more volume that lasts longer, I do use a few hair products. So my favorite mousse is from Amika. This one does not feel heavy to me. My biggest issue with mousse is that I feel like it ends up making my hair heavy as opposed to giving it that like grip and tack that I want it to with volume. I find this is the perfect body mousse from Amika. For me, this works really well. And I use like the amount that you would put if you were doing like a dollop of whipped cream on your ice cream. That's what I use first, and I go just into the scalp. Then I take salt and sea spray, which is a texturizing spray from Lange, and I start at the bottom and I kind of spray, and I do like 3 on each side, and then I just work it in. And between these two, I feel like I get some pretty good volume, and it is a little bit gritty. If I don't get a little bit of grit, I don't like things that feel sticky. So it has to feel clean, but I need a little bit of grit, or one, it's not going to last, but also it's going to be so heavy that I'm going to lose all the volume at the top. So I really like these. I can find links for you guys. If anybody needs, if you want to know exactly what they are, just reach out to me and let me know. But another product that I actually really like, but I will say I feel like this one is nuanced too. This is the Select Thickening Cream from Lange. If I put this up here, I get that sticky feeling and I don't like it. But I use a dime size in my hand and I use it like where I pull my ponytail back, like this area here and back in here. And I do feel like it gives me a little bit more thickness around this part of the crown of my head, as opposed to having a little volume here and then it being like flat and then holding a little bit of curl. So again, maybe this is just long, thin hair girl problem, but I'm a big fan. And then this is the Posh hair polish. I do like to use this before I blow dry, either straight or if I'm gonna put curl in. Once I'm getting to like a couple weeks out from needing a haircut, because I feel like it does a nice job of like pulling everything together pre-blow dry, you do really get a similar effect with the hair glosses. when you use that at the end, but it doesn't add any weight to my hair. And I do feel like overall it looks a little bit shinier, but I typically only use that like when I'm noticing that I'm starting to get some split ends. So it's more like an as needed sort of deal. And then I use the thermal protectant from Lange before I blow dry my hair, unless I did a hair oil. So your hair oil will also give you thermal protectant, but because I'm gonna use this at the end, I do use a thermal protectant on my hair. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, at the end of the night, if I want my hair to last, I do use dry shampoo before I go to bed. On days when I'm either gonna wash it the next day, I don't use dry shampoo, and I do use the classic brush, and it's like the episode of the Brady Bunch, and I will like run this through my hair. At first I was like, holy crap, like that will get into your scalp. That's what it's meant to do. It actually works. Like, it feels really good. It feels really good. And you want to like activate what's going on in your scalp. We tend to get a lot of buildup there, and that keeps the hair follicles from like continuing to be able to grow. Now, on days when I have flat hair, or not flat hair, when I'm using dry shampoo on straight hair, I'll put the dry shampoo in and then I'll work it in with this at night, because I'm still good with my hair being straight the next day. I don't plan on, I'm not like losing curl. But if I have curl and I want to keep the curl for the next day, I don't use this because I feel like I'm just brushing out my curls and I don't want to do that. Okay, I think that's it. So this is my favorite tool from Lange. I have like all their tools. I'm a huge Lange fan. I really like their hair care and their hair tool products. So this one has a fan, which I just turned on. I'm going to turn it off so that it's not super annoying. But I set mine for 360 and I put the fan on. It has a flattening component, but I think if you just love a flat iron, just get a flat iron. I think if you really like an all-in-one tool, this is amazing. But I use this instead of a curling iron because it never leaves that curling iron like crimp mark. So this is what I use when I want either like just a really light curl in my hair, or like today when I'm gonna build the curls up, this is what I do as a base, and I'm not super finicky about it at all. But the reason the fan matters is because in order to get like your curls to stay, one, you basically have to have product in your hair before, at least if you're me and have fine, thin hair. But also, the fan is going to help cool the curls. And really what you want to do is not mess with your curls until you have cooled them a little bit. So I tried it and sent it back like this. You tried? Maybe that's the problem because your girl has some hair. You tried this guy? So I tried it and I sent it back. Like, did I do it wrong? I never used the big one though. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, are you talking? Okay, so this guy, so they have two different sizes. I get the grande because I have really long hair. They have one that is shorter, but I set mine for 360. I don't want it too hot, but I want it hot enough. I leave the fan on, and then I'm gonna let these sit for a little bit before I do anything to them. But literally, so you see how there's kind of like a gap there? I hold mine down as I pull my hair through to make sure that I'm actually like getting a curl in. And I just hold mine up and down. If you hold it this way, you get a wonky curl. So I just hold mine up and down and I let it just slide through. It has the metal plates in between. It never pulls. I had the short one. I feel like it was too small. I never tried the short one because I've always had long hair since I tried theirs, but I really like it. If you're skilled with a flat iron, you can get a similar look. So I can get a similar look from my flat iron. I just prefer this one, and literally I'm just gonna run it through, and when it gets to the bottom, I'm gonna pull it straight so that I have more of that like flat at the bottom, and that's it. And I do, with all the hair I have, I only do a couple on each side because I'm going to actually like rope curl it afterwards with a wand. So again, I'm gonna flip it. Okay, here's the clasp. Flip it, put it in, and now I use my fingers to hold it and just run it through on a downward angle so that my curl looks more like a curl wave, if you will, than like a curly Sue sort of deal. And I'm keeping it more to the bottom. I'll show you how you can get more curl up here with this. Uh-oh, there's a storm coming in. We're losing daylight. Okay, flip it. Now I'm just gonna kind of squeeze to make sure I like how, you could use your thumb on here instead of your fingers to make sure that it's squeezed. Oops, started too high. See, we're up here. But that's fine. So like on the daily, if I am just doing a quick curl, this is it. Like 6 curls, 3 on each side. Now with the front piece, I like to hold it up and down, but the opposite, because I'm going away from my face. So it kind of depends on, and now I'm using the pressure on my thumb. So it kind of just depends on if you're going away from your face or towards your face. I kind of mix mine up. Oh, it's like stormy. I got distracted. And we're gonna just pull through, and now we have like basic curl, flat end. Now watch this. Let's say you want more volume here. So I'm gonna grab just a piece of this, and now I'm gonna come in, again, straight, but I'm going to, it's pouring over there, but now I'm gonna hold it here for a second, okay? So the heat, and this works best when the fan is on, okay? So the heat's gonna give it the curl. I'm gonna hold it. I don't need to recurl the bottom, but now we have that like additional curl up at the top. My hair never looks the same twice. I always am kind of just playing, so I'm gonna go again. I'm just holding it tight here. And because it's not, oh, we've got leaves everywhere. And because it's not, it doesn't have that edge to it, like I'm never worried that I'm gonna have like a weird line like I get with the curling iron. But do you see how much like more volume we can get if that is something that you want? And you can go all the way around the head to get additional volume. Just don't touch them. Let them cool. Even if you have the fan on, let them cool for a little bit. I'm gonna get this up here. Maybe I want a little bit more curled down, so I'm just gonna let it run down. I'm gonna pull it out before the bottom so that I still have that flat. But see how we're just adding that volume on? And sometimes we're going one direction, sometimes the other, always up and down. Holding it here. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Pull it out. Let's do 2 more, and then I'll show you how to use your wand to really take it up a notch, and then we'll finish it off. Okay, so like right now I can feel that's loose, so I'm gonna put pressure right here and just let it hold for a second. And pull it down. And let's get some more overall. Let's get some more volume here. Get a better curl here in the front. I'm gonna hold it, pressure on this part so it's tight. I'm gonna release that pressure and just let it hold and come through, and we still have like those straight edges. That's my preference. You can just keep rolling it if you want. Okay, we look crazy, I know. So let's unplug this, and I'm gonna give my wand a second. So with the longe tools, like the wand doesn't have something to set it on. I'm gonna set this guy down, let it heat up without burning my actual table. I never really do my hair in here, so it feels weird. Do you ever feel weird when you change up your station? Okay, I'm just holding the button, and this one I do on 370. I don't know why. I read directions somewhere about something. Ain't no curl like a wand curl. Ain't that the truth, girl? Okay, so we're gonna still let these sit. I'm gonna let that heat up. It heats up pretty fast. Like we're already at 200. And then I did just buy, I like the Living Proof and the Amika and the Longe dry shampoo. I use all 3, but Living Proof just had a sale. So I got this, which is the full dry volume and texture spray. I saw everybody saying that this works really well without adding weight. So we're gonna try that after we do our gloss today. But you'll see, like, obviously this looks a little crazy right now because we haven't run a brush or anything through it, but you will see how the gloss gives it this awesome shine and also like seals everything in. Okay, we're at 370. So here's what I like to do. I like to go through, oh, my mama loves the Living Proof one, is so good. So I like to look where I feel like I have like I don't have enough volume, and I'm just, oh boy, get out of here. And I just pull out pieces. We're gonna rope curl, like, it's not fancy, it's not all that clean looking, right? I'm gonna hold it. I like to hold the piece out at the bottom because I like to have a little bit more of a straight end. And then I'm just going to like leave it. Don't pull too hard, don't run your fingers through it yet. Come in the middle here where we could use a little more volume. And rope wrap it, but I'm gonna keep it on that downward angle. Now, to be fair, I do this like once a week, and it will last for like 2 days. I'll have volume for a couple days, but I feel like I am just too oily to go more than 2 to 3 days. Ooh, here it comes. The longer I hold this, the tighter the curl's gonna be, but you'll see how we're starting to get those rope curls in there too. So let's take a piece here, and I like the combo. If I did a rope wand in my hair, like my whole head, I think it's beautiful. It takes me a long time, which is why I like to use the other one for like a base, so that I don't have to do a whole lot of these. But this is what makes a big difference. And when I have like a thing, I always incorporate the wand at least a little bit. And sometimes I do that around my face instead of that tighter. Okay, I'm gonna leave that, and I'll show you here. Just run my fingers a little bit through that. I go away from the face, hold it up and down, hold the piece out at the bottom. Britt, did your new stuff come yet? Mine came last night. Oh yeah. I was excited. I heard something like after dark. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's mine. I ordered the detangle brush for my daughter for Christmas. It was on her list. Not yet. Hold tight, girl. I bet it's coming. So after we got to buy our stuff early to show you guys, I bought all 3 of the lip oils because I want to back up, because I'm like, how long are they going to be here? I don't know. And then I bought my daughter the detangle brush. She wanted that for Christmas, and I was like, sure. That actually reminds me, I think she asked for the gloss too, and I forgot to put that on the order. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe that'll be a good Black Friday incentive to add it too. So if you can like hold it for a second and let it go, you'll get better longevity. Let it cool. Is there any down here? Maybe we'll do one more right here. Very, very random. I'm sure hairstylists around the world are cringing as they watch this, but it's just what I do. Not sure if it's right or wrong, but it works for me, and not a lot does to hold curl. Not a lot works. So I'm gonna just let that fall gently. Let's do this side, and then we're done. Okay, so this one's a little more awkward sometimes, but I'm going away, and I will hold it down. I think all the Launch products come with a glove too, so if you're worried you're gonna burn your hand off, I think they do. I know some of them for sure do. I'm sure you could buy a glove on Amazon too if you have that concern. But if you've ever touched a hot wand or a curling iron, you know it's not pretty. Okay, let this fall into my hand. Whoop, got a random stray there. Pull that down. Probably need one back here. Do you guys ever wonder what the back of your hair looks like? I never look. I love my Lange. Oh, the Lange round brush blow dryer is so good. So I got the smaller one for my mom. She has very short hair and she really likes it, but I got the bigger one for me. And it works great on my roots. And then it's what I use on my daughter's hair. And I think it's awesome. I had one from Amazon and I just didn't love it. Look at that rope curl. Woo! All right, well, we'll redo this front piece. We'll do a little more. We'll zhuzh it up a little bit. I'm gonna keep this out. Oh, you had one from Dry Bar? I will say, I see a lot of mixed messaging on a lot of the Dyson products, so I'm like, I mean, I think I have every hair tool that Lange ever made, so I probably don't need to try any other ones. But I'm nervous to try the Dyson one and spend that much money and not love it. All right, let's pull. This is, do you guys have a hard side? This is my side. So I have, my part is not totally in the middle. This is my heavier side. So this is always the one that I'm like giving a little bit of extra love to this side of my head. So I'll probably hold this guy a little bit longer. 2:51, almost time to get the kiddos. We have, what day is it? Wednesday? So we have wrestling and soccer tonight. My hair's gonna look really nice. To play chaperone. It was great until the bristles flattened out after like 3 years. Oh, that's good to know. She said her Dry Bar one was great until the bristles flattened out. But I guess after 3 years, you like the big barrel one from Lange better for thicker hair. You do have thick hair. See, I got thin hair. I just got so much of it. But I have heavy hair, but it doesn't want to hold anything. All right. Let's see. Do we want to do maybe one under piece? Guys, I'm going to have the best looking hair for a cab driver tonight. Unless, however, I have to go stand in the rain to get the kids. My daughter has choir. You win some, you lose some. It's supposed to snow here on Thursday, which seems crazy because I was outside walking the dog today in like a sweatshirt and I was hot. But I'm like, okay, 'tis Cleveland, right? But I would take snow over rain any day of the year. I don't like rain. Former cheerleader, former cheerleading coach, standing out in the rain, I think has like forever jaded me. Just can't, I literally despise it. Okay, so let's let that sit for a moment before we do some hair gloss. Because you want to let them cool, and I can tell based on how they feel on my face that they're still pretty warm. I don't want to mess this up here, so let's leave it. Where's my palette? Let's do a little bit of quick snow over rain, right? Heck yeah. So let's do just a very quick, I'm just gonna tap my color corrector and my main shade. This is not best practice. This is tone down the redness. Tap, tap. That is one of the things that I freaking love about this makeup. It does all the things. You can use it in so many different ways. So like I'm definitely not gonna do a full face of makeup, but look at that. That right there feels better. Put a little on my blue and purple eyelids. And now I feel like at least my redness has toned down. All right. There we go. All right, now bring this to the front. We're pretty cool. Cool enough. Let's take our Heavenly Hair Gloss. Literally smells amazing. And I'm gonna do like, probably not even a full pump. I broke out the dark blue. Oh, yes, I love it. All right, I'm gonna rub this into the fingertips. So we just have this gloss. And now I'm gonna start down here at the bottom and work my way up. And I'm going with like the curl of the hair. Put a little bit on my flyaways. Do you see how we're like sealing in? Use what's left on my finger to seal in any like what looks like damage. If my phone dies, I'm sorry. That is definitely a possibility. Okay, let's let this sit for a second. And now I'm gonna take my comb and we're gonna run it through. And do you have, I don't have a launch code. I should. As a customer who has bought everything from your line, Lange, and loves you, you should give me a code for my girlies, but I do not. I think I just get so many emails from them. I just shop whatever email I get. But they have really good holiday deals. Like they'll do like 5 for $25 on like their hair care products. So like that's it. And then if you wanted to touch anything up, if you wanted tighter curl, you could. Let's see how this stuff works. But that is how we do it. Dry volume and texture spray. So I don't know. Whoa! Oh, well, that came out fast and furious. Smells good. Ooh, it feels good. Sometimes I do a little bit. Ooh, I like it. You can feel more of a hold. We have a little more volume. Whew. Not recommended to have your mouth open while you're doing it. I put a little bit on parts of my scalp back here that feel like they weigh down. Okay, I like this. I'm a fan. Living proof. Full dry volume and texture spray. All right, I'm gonna hold the hair back here. Let's finish up some makeup. I'm gonna do a little bit of Xanadu. Xanadu is our Bella Bronzer Glow Illuminator combo in one. Totally love her. Contour. We'll slim the neckline. Maybe we'll do, I'm just using, just kind of willy-nilly. This is the 3D brush, not your typical coverage. Just kind of slapping it on. A little bit of contour around the forehead. And now let's pick a lip and cheek from the new shades. One that I wanted to show y'all was the other day I did a little bit of Daylily. I feel like we're going natural, so I don't want to do anything too bold. But I did a little bit of Daylily on the cheeks. Then I used just a very neutral lip liner. I need to. I like the like liners that you can just kind of roll them up, but I feel like they don't last as long. You feel me? This is, I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude and this Tower 28. Those are my two favorite neutrals. Which one is this? I don't know. I can link them somewhere. All right, so very soft. And then little daylily with Princess Bubblegum Pink Gloss. And this one is hydrating, and I love it. And then I feel like this is a little bit denser for a gloss than I would want. It's a little dirty, but we're gonna do it anyways. A little bit of Princess Pink. I think it says a little macrèche on it too. But just to give Daylily a punch and a little bit of glow. I'm gonna add it to the outside of the eye for just a tinge of depth. Don't forget, you can use your lip and cheeks in a bunch of different ways, especially if you like monochromatic looks. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate it at all. Just a little bit to lift my hood. And then we're done, and we're gonna set. I'll use the, I don't know where my vanilla dust is. I think it's in my other palette. So I'm gonna use the NARS. Tap, tap. Set my eyeballs, because they are wrinkly, or they have a crease. Wrinkly is probably not the right word. They have quite a crease from the hood. Quadra Tubing Mascara has your lash growth serum in it. Double-ended wand for both length, volume, and to separate your lashes. But since it's that tubing formulation, it helps with transfer. Reduces transfer to your like lower part of your face. But this is what grew my lashes back, and look how, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but they're like crazy long right now. Like so long I keep getting like errant lashes that are like, whoa. But isn't Princess Bubblegum, what a weird name. Every time I say it, I'm like, because my kids are into Mario, it always makes me think of Princess Peach. But Daylily with Princess Bubblegum, big fan. Daylily is a great base for anything, or for you ladies who truly love nude. Just gives a very simple flush of color. So like today we did no brightener, hello. We did no brightener, no real contour, like literally just evened out the skin tone the same way, pretty much that we would with like a skin tint. A little bit of bronzer. And is Daylily similar to Summer Love? Yes and no, let me show you. I would say that like cool pink color combo, yes. But Summer Love is really sheer. A gloss. The pigment is, it's like the perfect gloss for your lips, but I feel like most people can't see it on the cheeks. All right, we'll go with just one coat so I can show you. Let me pull out the goodies. Oh, yeah. Nothing like pulling out the lip and cheeks. Okay, which one is Summer Love? This is what happens when I melt them down. Then I can't tell which one they are, but every once in a while, I go a little crazy and melt them all down. So this is Sadie. This would be, I bet you do. Okay, so see how Sadie has that little bit of a brown? Your makeup always looks pretty though. And then, that's not the right palette. Daylily is a satin finish. So this is Daylily. And I think this is Summer Love. I stabbed my finger in. Nope. Maybe this one. Hey, here we go. And this one is Summer Love. What's up, girl? So this is Sadie. It has a little more brown. This is Daylily. It's a satin, but I would say this is the bold sister of Summer Love. So they would look really pretty, yeah, because they're a different finish. Any of those satin or mattes is going to be more like a lipstick, where these glosses are going to be more like a lip gloss. So there you go. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys. Hopefully we got lots of good info on how to use our cleanser and our hair gloss. I'm like, brushes, all of the things. So if you guys do need me to find links to any of that stuff from Lange or Amika or whatever it is, I'm happy to do that for you. Just reach out, and we'll see you guys again soon. Have a good day.